With the sun setting earlier and days getting colder, many people are finding themselves with a bad case of the winter blues. So how can you identify the changes in season that may be to blame for your shifting mood? Joining us now is Rachel Miller, editor-in-chief of Self. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. Well, first, tell us about the winter blues and what signs to watch out for.
Definitely. So when we talk about the winter blues, there's kind of two things to be aware of. First, there's just sort of the general blahs. It's cold, it's dark, you don't get to do all the fun things that you would normally do on this in the summer, sitting on a patio, drinking a margarita at happy hour. That's one thing. Then there's also seasonal affective disorder, which is more serious. It's a mood disorder, more akin to depression. It usually starts in the fall on the earlier side, and that is something you definitely want to talk to your doctor about. So in that case, you want to look out for fatigue, just losing interest in all of your favorite activities. You're pulling away from friends and family, your appetite is changing, you're not sleeping well. Again, very similar to depression, and that's something you want to talk to your healthcare provider about.
And during this time of year, the sun sets so much earlier, which can really throw us off. So how can we maximize our sun exposure when it's going down so early?
Well, sunlight is so important to feeling good in the winter, and I think it's a good idea first and foremost to try to do it early in the day. So if you leave for work before it's, it's still light out, if you can get, 20 minutes of a walk with your dog first thing in the morning, that's going to be a really good start to your day. Moving your body is important, and if you can combine that with sunlight, you're going to be even better off. So taking your workout outside a couple of times a week, but really just whatever you can do. Sit near a window, go outside even if it's cloudy out. Just know that you're doing something really good for your health and push through the urge to just, cuddle up in bed. Look for light wherever you can get it. A brisk walk during your lunch break outside will go a long way.
And how about exercise? I mean, we know it's good, but how does moving our bodies especially help during this time?
Well, a lot of people ditch their workout routines this time of year, research has shown. So it's just important to commit to it. It gets your mood up, release those endorphins. You'll feel better if you do it, even if you don't want to going into it. So making that part of your routine is a good way to push through. And also maybe thinking about a workout you can get excited about. So maybe you sign up for a class you've been thinking about joining. Also rethink what counts as working out for you. Maybe you want to go outside and go ice skating or just try something totally different. You got to be creative this time of year. Whatever gets you to do it, I think is the best thing to do.
And, winter being so isolating, any ideas on how we can really try to keep in touch with people during this time where we do just kind of want to, bundle up and stay to ourselves?
Definitely. Isolation is so bad for our mental health. So I think the first thing is to just start planning ahead. Know it's a tough time for you. Reach out early and say to a close friend, hey, what if we set up a standing, coffee date every other Thursday morning or the last Thursday of the month? We always meet at the same place. We put it on the calendar. Take that guesswork out of it. That makes it a lot easier. Also, if you can combine it with something else, again, that you're excited to do, maybe you and a friend want to take a ceramics class together or something else that you're just going to look forward to that'll give you a little extra boost leading up to it. I think that can be really positive. Also, if you can't see people in person, don't underestimate the power of a good phone call. Pick up the phone and call someone just to say hi. And also just look for ways you can connect with people wherever you are. You're out walking the dog, you're in your office, make a point to go out of your way to check in on other people. It'll make you feel better too. I think just getting ahead of it and knowing it's coming is a really good idea.
I think it's funny you mentioned phone calls. They're so unusual these days to actually get on the phone. So I think that's a great idea. Let's talk about, hobbies. This is probably a great time to pick up activities that we don't do otherwise and just pick them up during the winter.
Definitely. And I'm a huge hobbies person. I'm a huge advocate of finding a hobby, but I think structure and routine are really important this time of year. And a hobby can lend itself really well to structure. And it doesn't have to be, if you're not creative, you don't want to, take up bird watching or something like that. That's okay. It can be as simple as I'm going to go have some intention about, I'm going to work my way through a bunch of films that I haven't seen before. So just giving a little bit of purpose to your everyday activities, your binge watching the things you normally do. But I really encourage people to think about something that would be a little bit of challenging or fun or kind of make the weeks go by. So I like to knit. So does my partner. We're going to take on a complicated knitting project this winter that I'm really looking forward to. And I think that's key. Give yourself something to look forward to kind of keep you going day after day. It'll make the time go faster.
So many great ideas. Rachel Miller, editor-in-chief of Self. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.